Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SparkofVintage. Today, for the August 2026 Sonnet's Garden Blooms Makers Box, we have a very bright and sunny box ahead for you. We're using Lemon Drop from Sweet Pickins Milk Paint, Buttermilk Cream and Cobblestone from Fusion Mineral Paint, Vintage Linen and Weathered Wood from DIY Paint. Our papers are Summer Garden Ephemera and Vintage Rose Ticking from Roycycle Decoupage Paper. And the Painted Photographer's Rice Paper this month is Summer's Last Blooms and Beyond the Gate. Well, it's a gorgeous box. I didn't get a chance to use everything this time, but I'm excited to show you what we've done. So let's get started. Our first project today is this tabletop chalkboard. Now, it needed a little bit of a paint job as well as some refurbishing on the chalkboard part of it itself. But to start off, I used dimensional gel from Finnabar as well as her beautiful open lace stencil. I wanted to create a little bit of texture on the piece so that we could go back and do a little accenting with some metallic waxes. So it took a couple of hours for the dimensional paste to set. Next, I wanted to get rid of that ghosting that you see sometimes on old chalkboards. I just used the DIY chalkboard paint that I found at Michael's, added 2 coats, and that usually refreshes everything back to its original perfection. Then I painted it with the buttermilk cream from Fusion Mineral Paint, and then added some rose gold and vintage gold accents from Finnabar to bring out all of that texture that came out through the stencils. I love to use dimensional paste just to add a little bit of zhuzh to the pieces that I do. All in all, it was a simple makeover, but I think it made a little bit of an impact and really turned this chalkboard piece around. Project 2 is what I'm calling golden florals. I took a galvanized metal bucket that I found at my local thrift store and applied the Weatherwood chalk paint by DIY. Now, first I did apply a coat of sealer so that the paint would adhere well to that slick metal. I thought that this kind of brownish wood color partners so beautifully with gold, so I did apply one of the IOD gold transfers. Now, again, we have to be gentle with these gold transfers. They take a little extra care to apply, but I did burnish it gently and then did seal it with some varnish, and it was ready to pop in some flowers and to hang on the wall. I'm dedicating Project 3 to my niece Jacqueline and all the other school teachers out there starting their new year. I found a bunch of these wood rounds at my Goodwill bins and decided these would make really cute signs to kind of add a little bit of sunshine to a classroom. I did pour some lettering out of the IOD Victoria mold and painted each one of the letters with a sparkling enamel-based paint by Folk Art in black. I did pre-treat the resin pieces with a coat of gesso to help that paint adhere a little easier. And then I painted the base, as you saw earlier, with buttermilk cream from Fusion Mineral Paint. And then it was time to lay out the lettering and just lay out all of my transfers. I used the lemon transfers from Prima Redesign. And I adhered the letters to the board using heavy body gel from Finnabar. These are furniture-based transfers. They're extremely sticky and very durable, but they were great for a sign that might take a little bit of a beating over a school year. You apply them just like you would any other tool, but they do come out a little more matte. And so when I sealed it at the end, it added a little more gloss to them. I also completed the backside of the project. I had painted it with Snowflake from Fusion Mineral Paint to give it a really strong pop of white, and then added some of the larger lemon transfers that I had left from the set. All in all, I love the idea of a two-sided sign and just something a little cheerful and sunny. And staying with our lemon theme, I was totally inspired in this box by the lemon drop color by Sweet Pickens Milk Paint. I really thought this was going to come out screaming yellow. So I was really happy to see that it was a very soft, almost like a greenish yellow color. I applied it to that galvanized bucket. You might remember I've had these in my previous videos. And then applied one of the treat transfers from IOD's Home Sweet Home collection, another one of my favorites. And just like any other surface that has a moderation of any kind, like the ripple in this one, we want to accommodate for that when we're applying the transfer and just gently apply it and give it a little bit of extra room to go in and out of those grooves. And anytime you're going to be using dark oil wax, it's always best to apply your transfers first because they do have difficulty adhering to the greasier surface of the oil. I did love the chippiness that we got in this little bucket, and I think the dark oil wax brought out some of the best of the deepest grooves in there, and I was so happy with the finished product. I did have to Google Lens this next project because I did not know what I had found at the Goodwill bins. I knew they were wood and they were interesting, and it turns out that they're actual dish racks. I sanded down the original painting and then applied a coat of the cobblestone and then used Roy Cycles decoupage paper from the vintage rose ticking. I just thought this was such a beautiful combination of different decoupage papers. So I mixed and matched them and put decoupage papers on both sides of the plate holders so that you could change up your look if you wanted to. I applied the decoupage paper with my decoupaging gel, but you do have to make sure that your gel is 100% dry before you sand it down or you will tear at the paper. I also sanded down the rest of the wood to create a more even surface and get rid of any little dings or knots that were in it. I used Tim Holtz's archival ink in the ground espresso to just deepen the wood a little bit and to just add a little bit of texture. And then I poured the rooster mold from IOD. I love this one and I couldn't wait to use it, and I thought it would make a great front to the large dish holder. It just added a little extra bit of country farmhouse charm, and I think the set itself looks really beautiful together. And for our last project, number 6, I decided to flip this beautiful wood wall organizer. Now, this is a pretty heavy piece of wood and it's really solid. There is a varnish finish already on it, so I just added some extra bond from Sweet Pickens Milk Paint first. Then I applied the lemon drop color from Sweet Pickens Milk Paint to the piece. Now you'll see that I also used cobblestone on the pocket areas of the art organizer because I'm going to use some decoupage paper in just a moment from Roy Cycled to accent those pockets on that piece. I feel like we got some beautiful crackle from the lemon drop paint. And I just, again, loved how this color tends to look a little more green on this piece with that brown underwood on it. But all in all, just really fantastic results and some great chippiness on this one. It took 2 coats of the Sweet Pickins milk paint to really kind of cover the wood well, and then I added the dark oil wax to get down in there and all that crackly goodness. I started working on the pockets that I had, again, pre-coated with the cobblestone color that was in our box this month, and used different cutouts of the Summer Garden ephemera decoupage paper from Roycycled. Her master boards always leave you so many options to choose from. So I was really happy with being able to kind of specialize each one of the pockets and give them a little bit of personality on their own. I did accent them again with the archival ink, and then used a very watered down version of some high pigmented alcohol ink with a little bit of water so that that decoupage paper would grab it and make it look like it had aged naturally. The coordination of the box and all of the elements that match and come together make doing a larger makeover like this so much easier, and I'm really happy with the results. You can subscribe to your own maker's box at sonnetsgardenblooms.com. And that is a wrap for our August 2026 Maker's Box. Thank you so very, very much for joining us. And if you liked the milk paint that you saw in this video, you can now purchase it from us at SparkofVintage. We are now Sweet Pickins milk paint vendors. Well, all in all, it was a fun, bright, and beautiful box, and we look forward to seeing you again next time. So like, subscribe, join us, and we'll see you again really soon.